performed all over the country. He's one of my personal favorites. He's my absolute favorite Southerner. Please get up for the very funny Eric Emerson, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, everybody, keep it going for Chris. How funny was that? Oh, I love working with Chris. I met him when my dad started fucking his dad, so it's been a good bonding experience. Boy, I like being down. This is about as South Carolina-y as it could possibly get. Across from the bait and tackle with an oak tree over the hemp shop? Are you kidding me? Just fine. Let me have sex with one cousin, and I'm right here with you guys. This would be... I like being down here. This is Myrtle. Is this Myrtle Beach? Technically? Myrtle's Inlet. Got it. Okay. Because I thought we were going to Myrtle Beach, which Myrtle Beach had, I'm from North Carolina, and Myrtle Beach had lore to it. That was like, Myrtle Beach is where the bad kids from my middle school went to get their tongue pierced on spring break. It was great. Now, I feel like I figured out where the ones who stayed ended up. This is good. I feel like I recognize a few of you from my class. I've been doing the whole Southeast tour with Robbie and Chris. I'm soaking in the cold. I've been drinking in the sun all day. Just, you have a little hemp, you have beer, you sit in 96 degree, 100% humidity. Everyone seems to be having a good time. It just sort of simulates like a low-grade fever. I don't know what... Everyone here seems so chill, but they might be under the weather. It's hard to tell if it's... I think that's why the South didn't really give a shit about COVID, because it was just... They were like, you're going to be hot, you're going to be sore, and you're going to be dizzy. You're like, that's Thursday to Sunday, buddy. That's just Margaritaville. Yeah. Everyone in the North was like, what's happening to my body? You guys are just let it hit. Have one of the 20 milligrams. It's going to trip you out for a second, and then you're going to get there. That's nice. I'm same age as Chris. I'm 31. Thank you. There we go. Ladies in your 30s. There we go. Ladies in your 30s are the only people who will ever woo for anyone else being in their 30s. Because we all don't want to admit we're halfway there. And that's good. How old are you, sir? Yes.
31.
Yes, and you didn't woo because you're like, it's all up from here, dude. I got nothing to prove. You're jacked. You got the sunglasses pulling. You look like I could pull your sunglasses and undo the rest of the buttons like a Ziggler. You're ready to fuck. That's a South Carolina jumpsuit. I like that. Straight from the boardroom to the bedroom with that guy. You look like his personal trainer. That's a good. This is sort of the white male ecosystem of the region. That's good. It's the shark and the little fish that swims under the shark. It's too good. One can't exist without the other. That's good. And then you guys don't have to go home alone. It's a beautiful way that God's little nature puzzle all fits together. Not me, though. Recently single in my 30s, which has been that's been a bummer, you know? No, it's different for... Here's the thing. You can be single in your 30s, like if you're a guy. Single in your 20s is like you're partying, and people kind of get it. And single in your 40s is like marriage number one didn't work out. Just get together. Single... Yeah, exactly right. But it's cool for ladies to be single in your 30s, because you're beautiful. It's like you're figuring it out, you know? You finally stood up for yourself and you're like, I'm going to find me a better man. Single 31-year-old guy is like, no, I am not a better man. Just trust me. I'm getting paid in kratom and a hand job from Chris. You're not investing on the ground floor with me. Please aim for one of the 6'2" jack guys in the back. It's not that I don't want to get laid, it's just I want to do what's best for you guys. I can't. Yes, yeah, please. I recently single too, which is a bummer, and I was bummed out about it. It was like kind of a long-term relationship. So this is what I've been telling myself. I keep reminding myself, it could be worse. Yes, that's a good mantra. It could always be worse. You say that enough, you start to feel a little bit better. You say that enough, you start noticing when other people have it worse, and then you start to feel a little bit better. That's nice. I've been walking around seeing sad people and been like, hell yeah, that's nice. Thank you for fucking up harder than me so that I'm not so... This is when it could be worse really hit me, is that I got dumped and I moved back to North Carolina, and I've been washing up at some like legit dive bars. Are you guys a fan of like real dive bars? Yes, good. Exhibit A. That's nice that that's there next to the CBD Kratom hut. That's healthy. Dude, I saw the catering company. I was like, that's fucked up. To put a kitchen that you can't eat at next to the munchie place. is fucking going to hell. That's not good. But then St. Peter opened the pearly gates right there. I haven't even walked inside. I just know you can get fingered in a unisex bathroom. There. And that was not gendered. Anyone can get fingered in any bathroom. It's a fun part of Myrtle Inlet, not beach. I'm with you. That's nice. I've been watching them. I've been finding those places all over the southeast, dude. It's nice. Real dive bars. I always want to check because it's not the dive. It's not. You don't see the IPA in chalk in cursive on the wall. You know, I'm not going to tap to pay establishments. I'm going to real dive bars, white brick buildings on the side of a highway. The sign says Budweiser. It doesn't have a name. It looks like they took the sign from the factory. It was like, this is where that shit winds up. Get in here. If they won't serve you at the factory, we'll serve you here. Real dive bars where it's nice because it's like where Black Panthers and Hell's Angels drink together because you can't be racist at $2 a bottle. I mean, you can if you're good at it, but a lot of people can't be racist at those prices, dude. And this is where it could be worse, is that I've been winding up in those dive bars, and every now and then in those dive bars, you go to the bathroom, and while you're peeing, you look over, and you see that there is a baby changing station. And you're like, holy shit, it could be worse, dude. I'm single at 31. I never had my Huggies changed next to a koala with swastikas for eyes. That's good. I might just pull out of this nosedive if we keep this up. Say what you will, I might be floundering to put myself back out there, but I didn't come online underneath the soft glow of a Coors Light sign, so I'm going to be... I'll tell you what could be worse than being the baby. You could be the guy changing his baby in the dive bar. That's a bad place to wind up, dude. That's why this is my business plan. If comedy doesn't work out, I'm going to start a competing chain of baby changing stations, exclusive to dive bars. I'm taking on Big Koala. And it's a baby changing station. The name of the business is, dude, it's one fucking weekend a month. Stop. Last week you left with a baby in a brown paper bag and a 40 in a Huggies. You have to knock it off. You're fucked up. Right? Get out, you know? So I've been trying to put myself back out there, and this sucks, because you guys can you can see me. I'm standard run-of-the-mill, like GI issue white guy. And I have friends that look like you. Look at this guy as an example. I don't mean to make it weird. I know that there's like Saturn's ring of spectators that didn't sit down for it, and then but everyone, look at this guy for a second. Kind of imagine that he and I are hanging out at a bar. I had a hot friend, the same week that I got dumped by my girlfriend, my hot friend dumped his girlfriend. And then he spent like 2 weeks trying to relate to me like we were going through the same thing. That's fucked up. Hot people, that's fucked up. The 4 of you that attend the Libertarian Outdoor Kratom Comedy Festival, the rest of you guys, go tell your hot friends to knock it off. I see a lot of me's at various stages of my evolution here. You guys can probably relate to how fucking sick that is, you know? Because they were both just drinking in a bar, and I'm heartbroken, and he's free. And he's trying to put his arm, he's like, just 2 single guys back out on the town, brother, you know? And he tried to relate to me, he goes, dude, I had to leave her, because she was crazy. That's why I had to get out of there. And I had to look at his chiseled jawline and be like, how crazy, though? Because if crazy for you may be way different than crazy for me, you know? He's a 9, you don't have to put up with shit. I've been wearing this t-shirt for 4 days. I'm ready to onboard just about whatever nonsense a woman has to bring into my life. I'm pretty much an open door. I'm the saloon doors at the dive bar. Walk in and fuck it up, ladies. I don't care. I am truly... So he goes, this is how I knew she was crazy. I got home one day and I found out that she was a witch. Yes. And I realized the farther south the tour goes, the more I need to clarify. She was not an actual witch. I know with the crickets chirping and there's ruined slave plantations and shit all around. Witches aren't real. They're not. Anyone who is a witch is just a lady who thinks she's a witch. It's a different. You guys might have encountered these people before. You guys know what I'm talking about? And he didn't know when he started dating this girl. And he didn't know for like a year. Eventually, they were sharing an apartment. Only lasted like a month because one day he got home from work first. He was looking for something in the closet, opened the closet door, and he saw a little effigy that looked like him. Yeah, next to a lit candle. And then she got home, and he was like, "What the hell is this? This is insane. Lady, explain." And she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. This is embarrassing, but I never told you this. I am a Wiccan. And this is a love spell. And I love you so much. I don't ever want you to leave, so I do this spell once a week to keep you around." Ironically, he left that night, so it's not whatever she was doing. She had the Eye of Newt wrong or whatever, but it didn't take. But that's what he said. He goes, he looked at me, he goes, "I saw her trying to do spellcraft, and that's how I knew she was nuts, and I had to leave." And then I had to be like, "Dude, it's a bummer that at 31, that actually reads as a huge green flag for me. Why has a bitch never tried to do magic to keep me around? It's been 3 decades of running into sane women that want nothing to do with me. I would like the opposite, please, you know? It's gotten so bad that if I got back to my apartment tonight and there was a crucifix in blood upside down on the door, I would be like, well, finally, a woman who's ready to settle down. Oh, what's that? A few of the neighborhood cats have gone missing and there's a pentagram made out of candle wax? Let's talk to my parents. It's time for them to meet. This is a big deal. What's that, a Ouija board over the corpse of a dead black goat? I should start looking for rings, because this is serious. That's fucked up, dude. It sucks. I'm back on the dating scene now, which means that, I don't know how to delicately phrase it, but I have to try again. That sucks, you know? I was in a yes, I know, happy couple, haha, rub it in my face now. Hindsight is 20/20. I was in a relationship for 4 or 5 years, dude. I thought I was done trying. And this is usually where people start to get a little depressed. You think you want to try forever. No! Exactly right, lady. You want to get to that sweet, cruising altitude of a relationship where it doesn't feel like anything. Am I explaining this right? You know what I'm talking about? Have you guys gotten to that point in a relationship where, yes, exactly, where you get that hyper-efficient 5-minute sex? Do you know what I'm talking about? Dude, I was at a point in my relationship, I was having sex so efficient that there was no pre-cum. There was no post-cum. And about half the time for her, there was no even cum. Dude, that was just middle of lockdown, fucking on your lunch break, work from home, fire out of a dry musket, then back to the laptop. Thanks, babe. Thank you for your service. Now it's time for me to go put bread on the table. Let me pop open Excel. Now that I'm trained. I don't know. That was nice. But now I'm trying again, and it's good, you know? It's good to have to try again. I think it's whatever. But this is how hard I am trying. Is that at 30, you never want to find yourself in this position. At 31, I found myself last week Googling sex tips. Which is a little, oh, sure. Laugh all you want, sir. At least I'm out here hitting the books, trying to make a difference.
No, you're right.
Yes, exactly. I'm trying to do a little sleight of hand magic, make these ladies happy, you know? Popping open an incognito browser in a Marriott bathroom. Like, how do I turn this around in the third quarter? I gotta figure out. Like, doing research, dude. There's a lot of good, here's a classic sex, this is a sex tip. Well, if you Google it right now, you'll see this one at the top of the list. Allegedly, you can eat enough pineapples. Have you guys heard this one before? This is a very tropical town for everyone to be looking at me so silent during the setup of this. It's not true? Maybe he just didn't eat enough pineapples. That's... Allegedly, you can eat enough pineapples and you'll hit like critical mass, and eventually it's supposed to make your cum taste better. South Carolina. You guys cannot imagine how many nights I have been going to bed alone. I mean, just chock full of delicious cum. Oh my God. My head's been hitting the pillow with some Willy Wonka gummy bear semen and nothing to do with it. I mean, it's coming out my pores. My whole room smells like a Dole's can. I finished the syrup out of the... Just forcing it down with a turkey baster, dude. I thought I was gonna get some, you know? I was trying for these ladies. And girls are flighty. They'll cancel for whatever, dude. You think you have like a Tinder date all lined up or whatever. You eat a whole fruit cake and finish the whatever. The fruit salad with the cherries in it, the whole can. And then you just get a text out of nowhere like, sorry, girls' night, can't do Saturday, bye, or whatever. You're like, fuck, tonight? It's a LaCroix down there right now, lady. Are you kidding me? You're not coming out tonight? It's a tropical cruise. Bring me a tiki glass and a little umbrella. I was working. Whatever, you know, she'll leave. And then I think it's over. I think that's the worst it can get, is that she leaves and doesn't come back. I'm unlucky. What always happens is that she'll hit me up like 5 days later, right after I just was at the Wicked Tuna and had salmon and broccoli, or whatever the fuck. She's like, hey, are you free tonight? And I'm like, hope you like chowder, bitch, because it was a dessert 5 days ago, but you wasted my time. I will spray you in the face like a skunk. My time is valuable. Don't fuck with me. That's good. That's good. I like the skunk thing is fun because you get to see the couples stop laughing and you get to watch it. I'm trying it, which is fine. I'm doing my best. I was with a lady recently. How do we feel about sex toys in the bedroom? We don't have a problem with that, right? I'm getting into it. I don't mind. 31, fucking bring it in. I don't give a shit. This is what matters to me, is when you bring the sex toy into play. There's an appropriate time to do it, and there is an inappropriate time. Here's an appropriate time. I was hooking up with a girl a month ago, and she busted out the vibrator, no warning, but she busted out during sex. Thumbs up. That's okay. I don't have a problem. It's a little weird. It kind of feels like I'm having a three-way with the droid from Star Wars. I'm just up top like Chewbacca, just all hairy. So it's just buzzing away down there, hacking the mainframe, like. She's in the middle, like she's getting hit with the force lightning, just foaming at the mouth or whatever. Fine, dude. 2 weeks ago, I hooked up with a different dude. She used the vibrator after. That's fucked up. Ladies, don't do that. You can see, if I took my shirt off, you can see the ego bruise on me. That sucks. That felt like I was hosting my own comedic sexual escapades. I didn't like that. I was just standing there, I was like, well, that was my 5 minutes. Now give it up for this blue egg that makes me feel like a bitch. He's closing out the show tonight, because I can't follow that. And then I'm just staring at her, she's shaking like the kid in Jurassic Park when he climbed the fence. They flipped the switch too early. It's just like, can I get you anything? Just Gatorade and AA batteries? I'll be at the store. I don't know. Pick up a shit. You see me, look, you don't often get Star Wars and Jurassic Park in the same sex joke. That was a lot of behind the scenes effort going into crafting that. I've been pretty nostalgic ever since I turned 30. I've been looking back a lot. Is that, you guys find that? I think that's bad. You don't want to spend too much time looking back. You start getting weepy and sad. You start telling a parking lot full of people. Random hookups, man. You're not careful. But dude, if I could go back, I would, dude, in a heartbeat. I'd be happy to. Anybody hear of an age they go back and be, if they could be any age again?
A shoulder hurt less at 19.
Yeah, 19, there you go. That's nice. I still like that you're kind of bragging. Like, it was easier when I was slightly less jacked. It was nice. I'd go way back, dude. If I could be any age again, fuck 19, I'd be a kid again if I could. I'd be a fucking, I think. You want to be able to drink? It ain't worth it, lady. It's not worth it. I'd go way back. I'd put pussy so far in the rear mirror, dude. I'd be 8 years old. I go back to when it was illegal for me to get pussy. That's how far I want removed from that shit. It's been nothing but a roadblock for me for fucking, how many years is that? I don't know. 8 years old. I think 8 to 12. Mecca, dude. Especially for the fellas. Do the guys in here, you guys remember being that age?
Yeah.
The guys, do you guys remember being an 8-year-old little boy? How magical that shit was? For those of you guys here who have never been an 8-year-old boy, let me paint a picture to describe what made that the best shit ever. When you're an 8-year-old little boy somewhere in the Carolinas running around, you could be having the worst day of your entire life, all right? F's on the report card, you're grounded, everyone at school thinks you're lame. Shit's fucked. You think your life's over. Bad day. And you'd be crying your eyes out. And then you could find a good, straight stick, and it was worth more than pussy. Do you guys remember that? Holy fuck, what a time to be alive, dude. I'd just be kicking rocks. I think my life is over. Like, I can't believe my mom would, oh my fucking God. Oh, this is good shit right here. No one's calling me gay in the cul-de-sac today. I'm king of the neighborhood, baby. That's good, dude. That's your ride or die when you're 8 years. You find a good little stick or whatever. I found one in the woods earlier. I hit it back there. That's how much I like you guys. You have a stick. You think your life is set, dude. That's a good time. But this is something they don't tell you when you're 8 years old and you find a cool stick and you're happy about it. Nobody gives you this one. Do you guys know that girls hit puberty first? Do you guys know that? They hit it like 2 years, 3 years before guys. Nobody tells you that. There's no memo that goes out to 8-year-old little boys with a neat stick. You're just sitting there, you're like a little fucking troglodyte, you're a little caveman. And then all of a sudden, the girls around you are becoming women with no warning. They're getting hormones, coy, flirty, mature. I had no clue what was happening. I was just standing on the street corner like this. Happy. Possibly the last time I was truly happy. Maybe my stick had broken another boy's stick that day, and I was dominant. It was a good feeling. And then out of nowhere, a girl would just blow your world up because she'd skip up wearing a cheerleading outfit, pigtails, and she'd say something like, woman-like, coy, flirty, whatever. And you had no idea how to handle it. She'd skip up to you, and out of nowhere, she'd say something sweet like, hey, Eric, you don't happen to know somebody who, I don't know, might be looking for a date to the winter dance? And I'd just be like, out of my way, bitch, I'm a samurai! Oh yeah, you don't walk the path of the Ronin, don't waste my time. How about you and your tiny tits get out of here? Because I am Sir Lancelot, dude, this is good, you know? And then she cries, she runs away. You're 8, you're like, I think I fucking nailed that. I think that was... I couldn't see that going any better than it did. The next thing you know, you don't realize what you had when you had it. Hard cut, 26 years later, you're across the street from the bait and tackle telling 56 people you wish you were a little boy again. You're like, oh no, take me back. Try one more time, dude. I can nail it this time. I know what I fucked up. I go back. I'll leave you guys with this. This is my favorite thing about being a little boy growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s. Was I loved watching old TV. Do you guys remember TV in the early 2000s, late 90s? You remember that? You guys all remember old TV when the TV was a glass bubble? You remember that shit? You could touch the screen, you felt the static, it felt like you were touching God. You're like, holy fuck. Put your hand on your, am I going in right now? This is crazy. I love that. Everything was golden on TV back then. Every day you get off the bus, you try and race your brothers home so you get the remote, and then you sit down for some reason with like 4.5 sleeves of Oreos. I have no idea how I could do that back then. That was another nice thing. There wasn't so much warning about the food stuff. I had no idea that shit was bad. Nothing was really regulated. It was like porn and sugar was just there for the taking, dude. Porn, sugar, and ISIS beheading videos was just... I mean, fucking 9 to 9, it was just blood coming aspartame for a whole decade. I was just sitting there watching a girl get butt fucked eating zebra cakes. Like, there's no way this fucks me up for my whole life. This is probably a genius decision. I mean, I hacked the system. I'm in the Matrix right now, dude. This is good. I loved those. My favorite show back then when I was an 8-year-old boy was Crocodile Hunter. You guys remember Crocodile Hunter? Holy fuck, what a good show, dude. You're 8 years old, run home from the bus, 2.5 sleeves of Chips Ahoy, turn on Crocodile Hunter. Nothing better when you're a little kid. Because no matter what, he was always cool, but it was always the best episode every episode. He'd pop on screen, he'd go like the coolest places. You'd find all the coolest animals. We love it, dude. But the Crocodile Hunter would do something once an episode that would always kind of ruin it for 8-year-old me. Do you guys remember we're like halfway through a Crocodile Hunter episode, seemingly at random, he would decide that he needed to determine the sex of a reptile. Do you remember that? Do you guys remember? Yes? Do you remember what he had to do? What did he have to do? Yes, exactly! He had to put his finger in the lizard. That was really fucking it up for 8-year-old me, dude. Everything before that was perfect, you know? Everything before that was, he popped on screen, big smile, head to toe, khaki, the shortest shorts you've ever seen, rolled up again from there for no reason. You're 8, you're just cross-legged, like, here we go, Steve, let's something. And he'd be like, oh, crikey! I'm out here on the island. And 8-year-old me was just like, yes, you are, dude. I love that shit. What are you doing on the island? And he'd be like, well, I found a Komodo dragon. And 8-year-old me was like, no fucking way you did. Because that shit happens to be my favorite lizard. What are you gonna do now that you've found my favorite lizard? And he's like, oh, now I'm going to determine what gender it is. And I was like, please don't do that for me. Somebody stop him. Cameraman, cut. Stranger danger. I am 8 years old, dude. The sex of that lizard is way off my radar. I don't care. You could lie and tell me it's a boy, like I'm secretly hoping for some reason. I'd never know, dude. But it didn't matter how much you begged, dude. That camera only goes one way. He fucking wrangle it. Pops a thumb in it. He looks right at 8-year-old me through that lens, and he goes, oh, blimey, it's a girl. And I was like, then get your fingers out of it, dude. What are you doing? This has to stop, you know? And I reckon that's why the animals eventually came back and got him. You know, I know, dude, groan all you want. He was my hero too. I was devastated, you know? But he was the goddamn Harvey Weinstein of the fish and reptile community. He was out there 7 episodes a week chasing manta rays. Like, you want to be in the pictures, you gotta let me touch you. Now, come here. All right, you guys have been fantastic.